Can someone who left their like marriage or someone who left like a fucking long-term relationship please tell me that it gets better?
Sometimes you do some things and you question yourself. You do something that is right, but then you question yourself, like, is this thing really right? Am I making the right or wrong decision? You ask yourself this kind of question because of the way you thought your life is going to look like after making those decisions. This particular lady, she's crying on the internet saying that somebody should tell her that things are going to get better because she left her partner and things are not getting better, and she thought things are going to be well with her by now, but they're not better, and she's kind of regretting why she left, and she just needs somebody that has done this or went through that route to tell her that it's going to be okay or it's get better, right? Let me read the clip for you all to watch to the end, and I'll be back to share my thoughts at the end of the video.
Can someone who left their like marriage or someone who left like a fucking long-term relationship please tell me that it gets better? Like, can someone who literally left someone they like planned their whole life out and knew them like the back of their hand, please tell me that there's a fucking happy ending to this? Because the way I fucking feel right now, I literally cannot. I'm going fucking insane. Like, I know I'm young, and I know there's so much life to live, and I know that I probably haven't even met my fucking person yet. I haven't even met my soulmate yet. I know that, but like, the way I feel like I made the biggest mistake of my life is like not okay. Like, I feel like I fucking ruined I feel like I ruined my life leaving. Oh my fucking God.
When it comes to divorce, when it comes to, leaving your partner or break up and all of that, I just feel like when you start a relationship is always very sweet at the beginning. And I feel like nobody actually wants to plan that kind of thing. The way you start the relationship, if only relationship can look like that to the end of the relationship, our relationship will be very good. And I don't think anybody wants to divorce anybody, but into the relationship, you tend to start seeing some things that you cannot accept as a person, and some things that really hurts your feelings and all of that, and you just have to separate with your partner. Those kind of decisions can be very painful, can make you feel very lonely, can make you feel like you're making the wrong choice and all of that. Because as I said earlier, nobody actually planned to want to break up with their partner when the love is sweet. When relationship just started, that love, that friendship, that you guys are talking every day, you're like into each other, you're everything. Then a few years later, or a few months, or a few days later in the relationship, you're like, things start changing, right? And when divorce happens, sometimes it might be very difficult for you to bounce back because you are already used to that kind of person and you're used to being with the person every time, but now you're alone, you're doing things alone. It can affect somebody. So I understand how she's feeling, and she just needs like validation or something. I feel like she just needs someone that is going through the same thing to kind of tell her that everything's going to be fine and it's normal for her to feel that way. Have you ended a relationship before? Have you ever felt like you actually made a mistake doing that? Let us know that in comment section, because according to, I don't think I've actually seen any video. Maybe just one, right? I don't know. When it comes to women that divorce their partner, most of them don't come out to say they regret divorcing their partner. They come out to say they regret they didn't divorce their partner earlier. So saying this and a lady crying and saying that she doesn't know, like I just feel like she's just being emotional. But anyway, let's listen to what other people have to say concerning this video. But then I would like to know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section respectfully, right? So if you've been in a relationship before and you're currently divorced, or you just had to leave your partner, and have you ever felt this kind of way, or do you think she feeling this kind of way is normal or is not? Let me know down in the comment section respectfully. Let's go ahead and watch what other people have to say, and I'll be back to share my thoughts at the end of the video.
Can someone who left their like marriage or someone who left like
First off, baby girl, I am so sorry you're going through this. I know exactly where you're at, and I'm so sorry. My heart goes out to you. Second of all, yes, you will be so much better. If this person is causing you pain, if this person is compromising your mental health and has done things to you that are not okay, you will be so much better. But I have to warn you, it is going to hurt like hell. There will be days you don't want to go on. You will cry in the shower. You will cry to friends. You will cry your freaking eyes out. You will cry and you will grieve for the person you thought they were, and you will also grieve the life you thought you were going to have. I'm getting emotional just talking about this because it's so real. But girl, I promise you also that 6 months from now, a year from now, you will look back and you will realize that choosing you was the best decision you've ever made. And I know you are strong enough to do it. And if you don't feel strong enough, you can borrow some of my strength. Choose yourself.
Can someone who left their like marriage, or someone who left like
It does get better. I had a very messy split from my ex, and we share a child together. We were together for almost 3 years. We were house hunting, looking for a house with a 2-car garage, a really excellent nursery, close to a school and a playground. We were talking about getting married. We were planning our second child. And he works public service doing EMS. And so it was a very public and messy court-involved split. But it got better once I left. I have a 2-bedroom apartment. I have a cat. My little home is decorated the way that I want it. Dad has his 4 days every week, and Mom has her 4 days, and we rotate. And I don't know your situation, but fuck, when you get your heart broken, it only frees you up to meet the love of your life. And honestly, after the hell that I went through, it only gets better. It really does. Practice some self-care. Do anything you can to distract yourself from how hurt you feel, but also like heal in the meantime. Like prioritize yourself. Okay?
Can someone who left their like marriage, or someone who left like
You sweet girl. It does get better. I'm living proof of it. I left my husband almost 4 months ago, and I am doing tremendously better physically, mentally, emotionally. The only thing I'm struggling with is financial, but I will figure it out, and it does get better. Okay, I have 2 kids with this. No, I have 1 kid with this man, but technically, 2 because we were married, and it does get better. And you need to realize that healing is not linear, and some days you're gonna feel bad about it, some days you're gonna feel like you made the right decision, some days you're gonna feel like it's the worst mistake of your life, and that is completely okay, and that is normal. Okay, you need to get with the counselor or therapist to work through your feelings and really see if the divorce is really what you want. But at the end of the day, if you left for a reason, stand on that and keep reminding yourself why you left, because you also don't want to be stuck in a cycle of continuous back and forth. There is somebody out there that will give you and I the moon and the stars and not have to put us through any unnecessary drama, BS, or anything in between. And that's what you need to remember at the end of the day. Quite literally, some days it feels like a piece of me is getting ripped apart from my body, and I thought this person was my soulmate. I thought I was gonna, be with this person forever, but that's just not what God had in mind or in planned. So you really need to try to stick on that path, stick to that plan that you started, and really just keep going and keep moving forward. I feel like I made a mistake every day. I feel like I should have just stuck by his side. I should have just tried to help him. I should have just this. I should have just that. But at the end of the day, you need to do what's right for you and what is in the best interest of yourself, or if you have children, you need to also put that into consideration. Please stay strong, and you are so beautiful, and one day a man will come and show you why it didn't work out in the first place.
Please tell me that it gets better.
It gets better. Yeah, but it's gonna take a minute, and I know it's not gonna sound like this is helpful, but do a puzzle, draw, scribble, go outside, take a walk, and it's not gonna get better and then stay better. You're still gonna have days where you're gonna remember and it's gonna be rough, and you just have to keep doing puzzles, reading, find hobbies. I hope this helps.
Can someone who left their like marriage, or someone who left like
I don't make this type of videos, but watching you brought back so many memories of myself when I was first going through my breakup, and I felt compelled to share my experience. Querida, feel everything you are feeling right now. Cry, scream, grieve, let it all out. Please remember that all your emotions are valid. Provide them with a safe space to feel them all, to accept them. Feel those emotions for as long as you need to. This is not a race to reach happiness. This is not a race to want to be healed immediately or who is the most accomplished. It is a process that takes time. So be patient. Do not let those consume you long term. It's not healthy. I was in a long relationship of over 10 years, and I was practically a kid when we met, and he was way older than me. And because of that, he was such a huge component of my growth and development. And I wanted to marry this person. I was going to build a home, a family, a future, a life with him. And I was certain about it. And for many years, he was such a wonderful person who loved me, adored me, protected me, respected me. He supported me in everything I wanted to do. He helped me grow in many different ways. And he was there when I needed him the most. And I'm forever grateful for that, right? But towards the end of our relationship, I knew we were no longer the people who had fallen in love with each other, and we were no longer growing as a couple. We knew exactly what we needed to do, but because we had already invested so much time in love, we were anxiously attached to each other. So when things finally ended, it was devastating. It was heartbreaking. It was scary doing all the things that we would do together on my own now. And I cried for almost every single night for 4 months straight. To fill in that void of not having my person with me anymore, all of a sudden, I started traveling a lot. I started going out. I started drinking. I started doing things that distracted me from the fact that I was hurting. I decided that I needed to be lonely for the first time in forever. And I needed to be on my own. I needed to know who I was without this person's love. And so I decided to be celibate. I stopped dating other people, started therapy again. I started meditating. I started working on myself and doing the things that I really enjoy with my friends, with my family, but most importantly, on my own. And it's almost been 2 years that I've been single, and I'm certain that I still have a long way to go in this healing journey. And my celibacy has made me realize that, damn, I am a wonderful person, and I am not the person that I became out of survival. It allowed me to forgive those versions of my past self that hurt me. Realize that I am a good person that deserves to be loved, that deserves to be happy. You will heal, and I know that right now it might not feel like it. And right now you probably feel like this is the biggest mistake of your life. Trust your intuition. If it ended, it had to end that way for a reason. But please be kind to yourself. Feel everything, validate all your emotions because it is valid and you matter. It will get better, but be patient because it will take time.
Can someone who left their like marriage or someone who left like
I remember being there. I was there. This was at 21. I had 2 kids. Divorced. Who's going to want me with 2 kids? What am I going to do? It's the end of the world. I literally thought that. Like, what now? I tried to make it work 3-4 times after we had already split up because this had to be it. It has to work. I was so in lust and it wouldn't work. And I wish I now had realized the reason why it didn't work is because there was better for me. That wasn't it. There was better for me. I found it. I'm so glad it didn't work. And I questioned it back then. Why isn't it working? Why isn't it working? Because it's not it. There's better for you. You just have to let go. Let go. And you'll see. Give it time.
Can someone who left their like marriage or someone who left like
I hope this gets to you. I did not choose to leave a marriage or choose to leave the person that I loved. My husband passed away about 1.5 years ago. So I want to say that I was kind of forced to get over it because there's no going back to that. You know, it's not like a mistake that I made and there's a chance of reconciliation. I can't call him. I can't text him. I can't wonder what it would be like. So the best advice that I can give you is this. You're not going to know. You're never going to know. You're never going to know what it could have been, what it could be. But I want to say that you need to focus on not knowing. You need to focus on what you can do for yourself, what you want. Focus on what made you unhappy and focus on, I don't know what situation you were in. Focus on the reasons that you left and focus on yourself right now. Like, I know it is hard to say, but every time you think of this person and it's breaking your heart, like, I miss them so much, think about something that you've wanted to do for yourself that you haven't done. And it's not about forgetting this other person. It's not about whether you made the right decision or the wrong decision. It's actually just changing what your focus is. And a lot of I have family members going through divorces right now that are in your situation, and for me, I always say I'm the lucky one because there's no did I do this wrong here. This is a pain that I have to deal with, and I have to move on. Like, I have no choice but to move on from this pain. And it makes it easier for me to know that the only way that I can get better and move on and not cry is by focusing on positive things. So I feel your heartbreak because we've been there. I had a boyfriend that I literally could not breathe when we broke up. Like, I could not breathe. And so I know what you're going through, and I cannot tell you whether you made the right or wrong choice, but I need you not to think about it as in the right or wrong choice. Just think that today is not the last day. If the person is meant to be in your life, and I'm sure people have said this to you, it will work itself out. F all that. Focus on yourself right now. Like, every time, I'm telling you, on a piece of paper, write the 10 things that you've always wanted to do. Learn a different language, travel. What were your issues in the relationship? Because it takes 2 to tango, right? So maybe you're not a good communicator. Maybe you have to learn how to communicate. Maybe you're closed and you want to learn. Like, focus on you, baby girl. Focus on you. The pain is going to be there. I'm telling you, because there's nothing for the rest of my life that will erase my pain. I have 2 kids that I look at every day, and every day I think of the plans that I had and how we were going to retire, and it's not going to happen. So I can sit here and be like, damn, I wonder if I can't. Neither can you. You cannot wonder. The fact is, you're not together. We're going to wipe our tears and we're going to say, in this time that I have right now for myself, yes, I have that pain. We're going to put that pain in a box. That's what my son told me. My son was 8 years old when he told me that. Mommy, we have to put pain in a box. Put the pain in the box. Tears coming down your eye. Where's the one place in the world you wanted to travel to? Make it happen. What is the one thing that you wanted to buy yourself that you couldn't afford? Get a second job. Make it happen. You want to focus on top. Look at the top. Write 10 things down. Circle the ones that you can accomplish, that are the easiest to accomplish, and get those done. And I'm going to tell you something. When you focus on that, you'll realize that there is life after death. And that's how I see it. You're mourning a period of a relationship that you had, that you loved, and you're not the only one. People are going through it all over. It's easier for me to say it because I've actually been through it, but you got this. I know you got this. And I don't know, follow along my journey, because after my husband passed, it was done for me. And then it's been 2 years and I've lived a life. I've lived a life. I've laughed again. I've smiled again. I've hugged my kids and I've had memories and laughter just thinking about him, and it does get better. So take it from your cousin Maritza. You're going to do this, and it's just going to be a mind trick thing in the beginning, because nothing is going to get rid of that pain that you're feeling right now. Nothing. So focus on you. Every time you think of this person, what didn't I do for myself today? What was I supposed to do? Or go look at that list. Refocus. Let it be on you. Everything will fall into place. I promise you.
Can someone who left their like marriage, or someone who left like a
Oh, baby girl, if I can give you a hug. But you know what? I'm gonna hug you with my words, or I'm gonna try. So first thing I'm gonna tell you is that you're gonna be okay. You're actually gonna be better than okay. I promise you that. And you see this girl right here? You're not even gonna recognize her. That's how good it's gonna get for you. But you're gonna go through some trying times. You have to. We all have to go through it, you know? And you're gonna go through some nights where you wake up in the middle of the night and your heart is racing, and you wake up hoping this is not your reality. And then, you know, it is. And that'll happen a lot. And then you go through rumination and you'll try to figure out, where did I go wrong? When in reality, nowhere. You know, this was just something that was meant to be. But then come these little gaps, right? And these little gaps are filled with peace, unrecognizable peace and joy. And it's a new territory, but it kind of feels really, really good. And the gaps get bigger and bigger, and it sets the tone for your new life, right? And you start to feel good again. And this could be, I don't know, months, you know, years. And because you start to feel good again, you start to do things that you really love. You start to do those things that you didn't do because you thought of everyone else and you wanted to make everyone else, and now you're about making yourself happy. So you start to do these wonderful things that bring total joy to your life. And because you're doing these wonderful things, you magnetize amazing people into your life. So you start to create these wonderful new friendships. You have a new life. You start to feel really, really good about yourself. And then maybe then, you know, after you've enjoyed your solitude, you might open up yourself for another love. But if you are going to open up yourself to new love, I want you to never forget and it's something that sometimes we forget, is to align ourselves with Corinthians 13:4-8. Love is patient, love is kind, love does not boast, love is not proud, and love does not dishonor. So when you're ready for that new love, always make sure that it aligns with that.
A fucking long-term relationship. Please tell me that it gets better.
Hi, babe. Short answer, it absolutely gets better. Some backstory. I divorced my partner of nearly a decade. 3 years later, met someone I thought the universe blessed me with, dedicated an entire year to them, and towards the end was met with so much disrespect, manipulation, and mistreatment by someone that told me I was the love of their life. And that relationship ending hit me 1,000 times harder than my divorce did. I do believe when you are wronged in a relationship, it is easier to leave on your end. But regardless of why you left, life is about to reveal to you that you made the right decision in leaving. And I don't mean it's going to bring someone new and better to you. I mean, it's going to bring you to yourself. And what I mean in that is you are going to start to love yourself deeper, respect yourself more, and show up for yourself in ways that you never did because you were giving so much energy and time to an undeserving man. Some things that I did in this last heartbreak that I felt were really healthy and really helped me heal overall was number 1, no contact, no exceptions. Number 2, do not bury your feelings. Feel them, sit in them, and grieve. And I know while you are sick in bed and you feel sick to your stomach and you can't keep food down, the last thing you want to do is go to the gym. But I swear to God, doing those little things like working out, getting dressed for the day, and even taking a shower, those little acts will help you start to feel human again. Number 3, no alcohol. Nothing that will alter the state of your mindset. Alcohol really heightens emotions, and that's the last thing that you need during an already emotional time. And then my last one might be a little controversial, but that whole the best way to get over someone is to get under someone else, I'm calling bullshit. Taking something as special and sacred as your body and just giving that energy to a distraction is not healing. I wish you so much love and healing, and not only are you going to be okay, you're going to be better. I promise.
Loving message from these women. I just feel like she's going to be feeling better when she go and check all her stitches. Because for me, I just feel like, divorce is not going to be easy. Nobody says divorce is going to be easy. I know most women that come out after being divorced, they be like, they're striving, they're happier. They didn't get there overnight. They didn't just leave immediately and day 2, they're happy. They didn't just start being striving day 1 or day 10, right? They had to fight so many things. They have to go through so many things alone. They had to deal with so many things alone before they get to that stage. So it's not always that rosy. For you, it might be difficult. For some people, it might be very easy. Some people might be day 1 and they're already happy. Because I saw a video of a woman, and I think we should talk about the video here. She was like, she left her marriage, and the moment she left her marriage, when they moved into a new place, they had that peace of mind. They had that, she and her children, they had that peace of mind. They were happy. Like the first night away from the toxic home with the father and husband, they felt happy. They felt at peace. They slept well. That is a peace of mind. That is the kind of day 1 happiness that you've left your marriage. Some people don't feel that. Some people cannot sleep day 1. Some people are already used to being with their man. Some people were so much in love with the man, and leaving him, trying to start afresh with children can be very difficult and can be very taxing. So nobody says it's going to be easy. Nobody says it's just snap of a finger. Just when you divorce, the next day you're happy. So I kind of understand her feeling that way, which is normal. right? And someone in the video was like, try to scream, shout, cry. If you feel like crying, cry, because it's normal for you to cry. And you can see that most of the women that they've gone through those stages and we're like, it's normal for you to feel that way. You always feel better, and you will look back to those years and be like, was I actually crying? Why did I actually cry? Da, 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 da. And I feel like for a woman to decide that she's no longer interested in a relationship and she's leaving a marriage, she has thought about so many ups and downs. That means the marriage is so toxic that she has to leave, right? Because one thing about we women, we kind of endure a lot, and we're very, very patient. We are very patient with these men, and we tolerate some things that we're not supposed to. So even if they are doing some things, you'll be like, okay, maybe it's going to change, maybe it's going to get better. So you tend to, you know, tolerate so many things you're not supposed to tolerate. But when you get to the stage whereby you're like, this person is not going to change, then you want to leave, right? And when you leave, you don't have to feel bad and start questioning yourself, like, should I have waited again? Maybe it's going to change. It was never going to change. And for you to decide that you're going to leave, you've already made that best decision of your life, right? And I just feel like women that, you know, in that situation should always remember why they left the first place. When you start thinking about feeling, oh, I shouldn't have gone, I should have waited, oh my God, I feel alone, I feel like I've failed my children. Remember why you left the first place. Because sometimes you might have healed from those trauma. Probably it was beating you, and probably it actually broke your hand, and the next 2, 3, 6 months, your hand is better. And you're like, my hand is better, I didn't die. I should have stayed, it's just hand. Just remember, like, the damage you have made if you have stayed longer in that relationship. And I just feel like you always get better, and it is not just snap of a finger when a woman is just divorced. Because one thing women need to know is, these men know when you leave them, they're trying to look at you and want to make you, they want to see you miserable after a divorce. They want to make you look as if it was when you were with them, that is when you were striving, right? So they're also working their own part to make you look miserable. So for we women, it might not be easy at first. Some people, it's not easy at first. For them, they try to make financial means, try to take care of children. Some people have so many children. Some people cannot even handle children alone, but now they are alone, you know, divorced and living alone. They have to go to work, take care of children. So it's kind of very taxing. And sometimes you might not have family that supported you while you were divorced. You might never have friends that want to be with you, because some friends don't stay with divorcee. They don't want to, because their husband might not allow them to stay with divorcee. So you might even lose friends, you lose family, and you might feel like you're alone at a point. So I just feel like, remember why you left, and just know that it is always going to get better. Seriously, I feel like no situation I'm sounding like a motivational speaker. No situation lasts forever. So that's what I feel. But I feel like once a woman decides to divorce, she has thought about it. She knows what she's going for. So thinking that you wish you didn't do that, just think about why you did it. I just feel like just think about why you did it and just move forward. And as people said, be happy, choose yourself, you know, do things that, in fact, you might even meet someone that will make you be like, well, that one, I don't know. Not everybody meets another person. I just feel like even if you have in mind that you are going to meet someone else, you might not even be happier, right? Just forget about meeting anybody. Just be you, do things. Just try to take it day at a time. Yeah. Anyways, what is your take on today's video? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section respectfully. It's your favorite girl again, Maria David, and thank you so much for tuning in today's video. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe. Please turn on the post notification bell so you can get notified once I upload another interesting video like this one. And of course, I will see you in my next one. Bye.